Thanks for having us. I'm Ben. This is Isaac and Eddie. We are Shiny Rocket Studios. Our mission is to create high-quality animated content and distribute it using YouTube. Why are we doing this? Because demographics are shifting. No one that's under the age of about 25 now really engages with content off of YouTube and Netflix and other streaming services. In fact, if you look at the 18 to 24 demo, that's been dropping so rapidly that it's time to create that content that there's going to be demand for the next generation. By 2025, it's expected that half of all users will leave their cable subscription and be exclusively using streaming services, and it's 6 out of 10 people are already preferring online TV.
So what is the audience we're going after? Over the weekend when we were developing this project, we reached out to family, friends, and also my own YouTube audience that is established based around the love of Disney animation. And what we were able to find is that our key demographic is children 11 to 17. They're looking for high quality entertainment based with interesting characters and stories that they originally would have found on cable, but now since they're moving to internet, we can provide that service. But we also found that there's an interest in teens and adults. So we have a cross-generational approach that will include elements in our cartoons that will appeal to those groups as well. People who already have a love of animation or parents that want to interact with their kids' entertainment as well. So what was the feedback we got? There's definitely an interest. When I reached out to my subscribers through my social media networks, there was definitely an interest for animation on YouTube. People are willing to try and subscribe if they enjoy the content. People are willing to see what we have to create and are willing to support it. So much so that 1 in 10 were willing to participate with some type of funding endeavor, whether that be through Kickstarter, Patreon, or some type of other paid promotional. So how are we going to acquire and enter this market? We're going to produce a high quality animation and then try to reach out to people through Kickstarter to gain initial investment. Then we're going to leverage social and community groups that are already established based around animation. We're going to go to animation festivals and YouTube conventions like VidCon and reach out to subreddits based around animation.
So let me introduce you to our minimum viable product. The show that we're looking to pilot is called Captain Junior Zero. This is Captain Junior Zero right here. We're still working on some of the character concepts around this guy, but the idea is that he's got maybe some adventures in space that he goes on with his group of interesting, diverse characters, and also has a nice rogues gallery that we can use to leverage not just in the storytelling, but also in developing potential merchandising or other things like that. So hopefully this animatic will work. We'll find out. Oh yeah, we're missing the audio. Okay. So when we did this, it was sort of to do a proof of concept of an animatic. If you guys are familiar with that, the idea is that we wanted to do an audio bed with sort of the visual storytelling side and how, like, just to get a sense of the attitude, the ideas that we're trying to portray, and eventually we can expand this and turn it into something that is a little bit more of a longer form piece to use as our pilot to eventually try to gain funding. So what's the revenue model? Well, our goal is to basically fuel from crowdfunding, right? So we're looking at Kickstarter, year one as our primary revenue source, but we also see that as an opportunity year on year to create ongoing engagement, right? So if we do a twice a year Kickstarter and basically say, hey, fund the next season, you'll get exclusive things as our most engaged fans, and we'll offer high level premium things specifically for those groups that they won't be able to get anywhere else. We feel like that will be enough to start to get that funding with Kickstarter. The second thing is Patreon. If you're familiar with Patreon, it's a monthly subscription model to help support creators. We see this starting small year one, but by year three, overtaking our ad revenue as far as what we can expect financially wise. We're looking at the actual native YouTube ad platform to be a big part of our year one funding and growing as that goes. We're also looking at potentially selling just some 1 or 2 off sponsorships to try to get some interest there. And gosh, what else we talked about doing? Basically, that's the general funding model.
So how are we different? We're going to provide high quality animation similarly to large studios that is not being done on YouTube. Then we're also going to be primarily crowdfunded and built for the web. So unlike traditional media, which creates their cartoons in a vacuum, we want our product to be interactive with the audience so we can learn about what characters people are enjoying and what storylines people are wanting to see. And we'll also have family entertainment that is accessible to all as the primary focus of our business.
So that's the idea. We want to be synonymous with family entertainment when it comes to YouTube. We want to be that go-to, essentially the Disney of YouTube, because Disney's not doing it yet and no one else is. We want to be the leading provider of high-quality entertainment content when it comes to the YouTube channel. Thanks.